So what is up, guys? David Nussbaum here. I've got Chris Paletti. You can find him on Instagram. What is it? Evil.Chris? Evil Chris?
Evil_Chris.
But he's actually very nice. But I brought Chris on board because him and I have varying opinions on a lot of the stuff that we do here. And it's all in good fun. I thought it would be a really good balance to go over some of the builds that we've done over the year and some of our favorites throughout the months and to get our opinions on them. So what do you think? It's good.
First of all, thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem.
It's a pleasure.
No problem.
I always wanted to be up to this caliber.
Yes, I'll take the lead on this one. I'll be Will Smith in Bad Boys. You'll be Martin Lawrence. They're both pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I can live with that.
So obviously 12 months in the year, but we there's some cars, or some months I should say, that have multiple cars that are really, really cool. So I took some liberties and added a couple in here. There might be like 15 or something.
Surprises.
Some surprises. So I tried to make sure that there was a really good blend of different cars and different things that we do to give shout outs to the different manufacturers and things like that. So let me stop talking. Let me get into it right away. What we have in January is the Jaguar XJ220. And so for those of you that are watching, we've got the tablet here.
One of 27 ever built or something like that?
Something like that. Something crazy.
Right.
Something crazy. But so I've got the tablet here. We're going to be going through the photos I should have mentioned, and hopefully these photos will be popping up here. But this Jaguar is the one that Ben owned. We did some H3 935s. What did you think about that wheel, that old school vintage series
I
thing?
think that wheel was made for that car, literally.
I agree.
Literally.
This is how I know when we do a good job, is when people really hate on it. Like they're like, oh, that looks like crap or whatever. Obviously it's an acquired taste, that wheel. It's like that huge disc, but I think the fitment that we did, the 19 by 14 in the rear, is just nuts.
Incredible.
It's a 355 3019.
I honestly think, I know it's a throwback, but I mean, it complements the car so good that it actually makes the car look new.
Yes.
And made it look modern.
It's so futuristic though, that car.
Correct.
I think it's very underrated.
Way ahead of its time there. That's why I guess they only made 27.
Yeah, I think it's really underrated.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
V6, twin turbo.
Yep.
I mean, to be able to be one of the top dogs back in the day with a V6 twin turbo,
Yeah.
everybody was
I think
running.
the top speed is like 217.
92, 91, I think the car was.
Yeah, something like that. It was stick shift. I drove it to try and get gas, and I got pulled over.
Yes, I remember the video.
I almost got arrested.
Really, because of the tag and
Because
what type of car is it and all that
Because
stuff?
I didn't realize there was no tags on it, and I ran the red light.
Do I have plates on this thing? We deserve to be pulled over. I ran the red light, not gonna lie.
And the cop pulled me
Oh,
over.
you ran the red light.
I ran the red
That
light. It was
was
a
good.
turn red. It wasn't a red straight.
I think it was more the car than anything that got me
Okay.
in trouble.
Then the guy, and then I actually contacted my uncle who used to be a police officer. He's like, I know that dude, and you got the nicest cop in that neighborhood. Like,
Really?
if it was anybody else, he would have been roped up, as the young kids say. Right? That's a thing? Roped
Roped
up?
up.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, I think that's arrested. That's young kid lingo for arrested. But anyway, we're going off on a tangent here. Let's go to April. So this is a Lamborghini Huracan Evo on R11 Lightweights. Now the reason I bring this up is because when the car came here, this guy did a 2020 setup. We usually do 2021 on this car,
Correct.
but he needed the wheels to be extremely lightweight because he took this car to underground racing.
Twin turbo.
Twin turbo did.
I remember.
They're
With
where, North Carolina?
I don't
They're
know
in the
where
Carolinas, right?
I don't-
Forgive me, YouTube, do not.
Yeah, don't.
If we say anything wrong here, like the car was like one of 27, or it's in a different state, please forgive me.
We're having
reading
fun.
this. Yes,
we're having fun, and we want you to have fun with us too.
So this guy, his name is Tony. He's on Instagram. I think it's like Tony UGR or something crazy. And no, straight up Tony. Straight
This
up
is
Tony.
the gentleman that told it.
He had it shipped down from New Jersey.
Down, that's what it
Straight
was.
up Tony. So it's STR, the number 8 Tony. They call him straight up Tony because he does wheelies on like Harley Davidsons.
Really?
This guy's a maniac.
On a Harley?
You have to be a maniac to do twin turbo on this car.
That's true.
And with underground racing, I think that build is like $100,000 to $150,000. 1,000 horsepower.
Sounded amazing.
Yeah, just amazing. So that I wanted to put that in there because I wanted to mention the guys at UGR. We've also had another twin turbo Huracan that was orange from Sheepy Racing in California. So we do a lot of cool stuff like that. We do twin turbo upgrades, but I will not get into that because there's some cars on this list that do have those upgrades that we can go into. So the Huracan Evo, do you like it better than the Performante? Yeah?
I do.
I like the Performante, I like the wing and stuff.
I like the wing,
But the rear wheel drive is fun, especially on the Evos.
especially on a twin turbo.
Yeah, and with the
That one
upgraded
compared to a Performante.
Yes.
Performante compared to a basic one, yeah, but I'm sorry,
Correct.
let me express myself.
Yes.
I'd take that one over Performante. Or I would take a Performante.
The R101 lightweights, those things, on the 20 by 8.5, which is what the front had on this, I think the 20 by 8.5 is like 16 pounds. It's just stupid.
It's ridiculous.
And the rear was a 20 by 11, which I think was like 18.5 pounds. So there you go. That's the perfect wheel for if you're going to do a twin turbo on anything, really. For March, we've got two cars.
Okay.
The famous Fish Whips, which is a really good friend of ours. He's been a friend of ours for decades, literally decades. And we've done probably a couple hundred cars of his, literally. He goes through cars like this.
Like underwears.
Yeah, like underwears. Probably even quicker.
Probably even quicker, depending on what he eats.
So we've got two of his cars for March. We did both of them in March. One of them was a 991.2 Turbo S.
Yes.
On the Anarchy S1 X1s.
What a beautiful wheel. What a beautiful wheel.
Incredible. This two-tone finish is a brush-on-brush finish, so I can't even describe the processes that HRE has to go through to do this on here. And yes, I did say HRE because HRE is the manufacturer of Anarchy wheels, in case you didn't know. The second car for March is going to be...
Oof. Back-to-back hitters.
That's all you got to say. The 993
Back-to-back hitters.
Turbo.
And owned by Fishy.
Owned by Fish Whips on Instagram. This 993 Turbo, so many people have called me for this wheel, the 527S
That was a
from
beautiful
HRE.
build. We did the Bilstein full body coilovers, sway bars. We did the Brembo upgraded Gran Turismo brakes, front and rears. The HREs look amazing on that car. We also did a full exhaust.
Yes.
Intake, reflashed the computer. I believe we also changed the seat belts to a different color. We changed the steering wheel.
Yep.
And we did a couple
We
little...
refreshed the headlights.
That's right. And our friend Jesus at A1 Detail did the whole detail, pretty much amazing job on the whole car. I mean, he was just telling me yesterday he doesn't want to sell it, but he's got a real good offer on it.
This car broke the record for the longest time in Fish's possession.
And that's the reason why I mentioned it,
Yeah.
because it's very rare that he keeps a car for that long.
Yes. So many people with 993s, whether it's a 4S, a regular Carrera, or anything like that, they call us for these wheels. HRE knocked it out of the park. It's actually one of their newest wheel models from their vintage series. So I think it looks killer. This is the 3-piece version, but also has the monoblock version. 19 by 12 in the rear with a 315 tire. Like, this is probably my favorite car on the list.
It is one of my favorites.
Probably my favorite car on the list.
It honestly, yeah.
So that's why we had to squeeze two cars from Fish for March. We actually did both those cars in March. Moving on to April, this is another car where every single C8 Corvette owner calls me for this setup. This is the Anarchy AN12s in the fully polished clear, which looks like chrome, and I think that's the reason why people love it so much. The Corvette guys like chrome. It's not a secret.
It's not for everybody, but
for
then
everybody.
again, it looks amazingly beautiful,
Yeah.
very conservative. Racing, the car's amazing. I think that's gonna set us to a different level in the future with the C8s. I think they did an amazing job on the car. We've already done a couple of them.
Yep.
And I know for a fact we're gonna get our hands on a lot more, especially with those setups that we do to it. And I mean, it's a Corvette, it's a future. Who doesn't want a Corvette?
Just yesterday, I sold a set of these. Same exact setup, 20 by 9 in the front, 21 by 12 12 and a half in the rear with the polished setup. So the reason why people like HRE are moving away from chrome is because chrome does add weight to the wheel, and at the end of the day, these are performance wheels. And also, it doesn't last very long compared to the polish. Since this polish finish has a clear coat on top, you don't have to hand polish it yourself. It basically lasts as long as you own the car.
Correct.
And so...
And it won't corrode, it won't
corrode.
flake.
So it's a lot more affordable
And
to
it's
do.
lighter.
Yeah.
I think you said that, right?
And it's lighter. So that's why I'm not kidding. If I go into my lead manager, I have literally probably 100, 200 guys with Corvettes that have asked about these wheels.
Awesome.
So, I mean, it's a great setup.
Make
It's really cool.
America fast again.
Yeah, it's really cool to knock it out of the park the first time you do a new car. That way it sets the standard and everybody does,
Everybody
something like
follows.
that. So big shout out to, I think that was April. In May we have Ben's Lexus LFA. Like, who doesn't like that car?
Who doesn't know what an LFA is? That's like pretty much every kid's poster.
Yeah.
On the
V10, naturally aspirated.
Sounds
The
amazing.
exhaust was fine-tuned by Yamaha.
Yamaha.
They had the commercials where it's breaking the champagne glasses.
Yes,
We have Anarchy AN30s on it. It's here it says 21 by 21, which I forgot that we did that on here. 21 by 10, 21 by 12 and a half, which is pretty nuts. Usually on a car like this, you'll do a 2021, but I think it looks perfect. Of course, this is something that can be easily reversible if he wants to sell the car and somebody wants it with the factory wheels, but why would you? These wheels look absolutely insane.
Amazing. And then again, not too many people are able to do that because not too many manufacturers make wheels like we did to get it to the true spec, the offset, everything to accommodate it, to make it look like that.
Exactly. these cars, you need to have the car on hand so you can test fit, make sure that everything is right on it. And that's one of the reasons why we get a lot of the new cars that come out. Like we just got a 992 Turbo S, and yesterday you installed the wheels on it, perfect fitment. But we get these cars so that people that own these cars don't have to do any guesswork. We already have the fitments for it. No rubbing, no issues whatsoever. So
Perfect setup.
Yeah, shout out to Ben for buying a, what is it, $500,000 Lexus and letting us do wheels on it.
It's up there.
So I think we're in May or June. We're in June? Thanks, Emil. Thanks for keeping track.
Well, we're gonna go back to May, but we'll go back to that
I
later.
failed second grade because I didn't know the months in order.
Sorry.
But in June, we've got this monstrosity of a truck, the Dodge Ram 3500 Limited on fuel forged wheels.
I think we should call that the
I don't know if we can say
that?
redneck
We're allowed
on
to say
YouTube. Now we're not gonna make any money on this video. Can
Hopefully
we
we
go
get
that
more
out? Can you look
followers.
that up? Look it up into it. If we could say that word, keep it on. But again, this another truck that belonged to Ben. I think it's for sale actually.
It
It
is?
had the full throttle suspension, 14-inch lift.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
30-inch wheels.
30-inch wheels,
Woodwood front and rear brakes. I mean, who does that?
42-inch tires. It's just nuts.
It's crazy.
It's nuts, but I wanted to include this because a lot of people will see the exotic supercars that we have, but we also do trucks. We do G-Wagons with lift kits, which we don't have a G-Wagon on this year's list.
Coming up, right next to you.
Oh yeah, right next to me. But we had one last year in last year's video, so make sure that you go onto these information on the below of the video so you can see our last year video of the same style where we had the G-Wagon. But going back to this Ram, I mean, it's just overkill, isn't it? Overkill.
Pretty much overkill. I mean, you pretty much need a step ladder to be able to get up there.
It hurts my ankles when I jump down, and if I land flat-footed, it like shatter my ankles.
Yeah, and ask Ben how many times he's fallen off.
Many times, many drunken
I've
nights.
seen him. I've seen him.
So again, I wanted to include that Ram just so you guys with trucks know that we do these things. We do Raptors.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see the Dodge, the TRX.
The with the Demon motor.
Yeah.
I
can't
think
wait.
I think I know somebody's getting one.
Yeah, you
Maybe
think
if
so?
I don't want to, burst the bubble or whatever, but I think there's one on order.
I think so too. Going on to the next month, which I believe is July, was this epic Rolls-Royce Phantom, and then EWB, which stands for Extended Wheelbase. So that thing you got in it and you're like in a couch.
Literally.
It's like, and it's super cool. We had the entire Novitec body kit on it, so it's a front bumper, add-on fenders, side skirt, rear bumper, a little deck lid spoiler. We did a Novitec tune on it. We did lowering links. We did a Novitec suspension module, the Novitec wheels. I mean, when we posted this on Instagram,
We did a
people went nuts.
reflash?
We did the reflash. When we showed that on Instagram, people just went nuts because they looked OEM plus.
Right.
If there's ever such a thing as OEM plus with all those modifications.
Conservative edition. Not
Yeah.
over the top, but not,
The Novitec wheels are 24s. It keeps the Rolls-Royce floating cap, which is everybody wants. That's a big reason why very few wheel brands are found on Rolls-Royces like Forgiato, because very few can still do the Rolls-Royce floating cap, which this one does.
which is the main feature what people want.
Exactly, and so, I mean, I loved it. It's the new Phantom, it's not the old one. Inside, it's
What's more there to say? I feel
more
like,
luxurious on this couch.
Yeah, actually, I feel like I'm sitting in the car right now. As we speak. It even has pillows, just like in the car.
And I think that was a crowd favorite. That's why I had to keep it on here.
What's it? I'm sorry. Was it a convertible?
No, it's just a
It's a four-door,
four-door,
okay.
big bow, long wheelbase.
That's what I was
obviously
thinking.
you
Because
like.
it's so big. It's like a yacht.
I think you need a boating license to drive it.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not that I'm gonna get one anytime soon.
In August, this is where I took a little bit of liberties again because I picked 3 cars. I really could not pick between these 3. So the first up, we have the Lamborghini Urus on Anarchy S3X1s. The reason I kept it on there is because we did the full 1016 carbon kit with forged carbon. There's so many pieces to name. I don't think it fits on this iPad.
That's a
how
lot
many
of pieces. That's the one that we did here for one of our real good customers.
Yes, Mr. Lux is his Instagram account. And we do many cars for him. I think we have his Vanderhall right here in the showroom.
Yes.
It's a 3-wheel, cool little blue car with Anarchies on it.
A trike with a turbo engine.
And it sounds sweet.
It is.
But for this Urus, we did a twin turbo upgrade on this. Thing flies. It doesn't even make sense. Because your brain knows you're in a heavy SUV and it just goes,
Who does that? We do.
we do. 24-inch wheels. We took it to the track. We took it, or I should say, we took it to
Downpipes,
the drag
we did
strip.
the flash, we did the turbo upgrades like you said. Pretty much the whole body kit. We even did the interior.
The interior had forged carbon as well.
And
I remember when this car came out, there was a delay on anybody that ordered carbon interior because the manufacturer or the supplier for Lamborghini couldn't keep up with the demand. So he had the basic interior, but got rid of that. We did the upgraded forged carbon with 1016. And 1016, man, shout out to Peter, who's the owner of 1016. We do a lot of good work with him. Amazing carbon. Now he's coming out with amazing exhaust that we just did on an SVJ. It's a little bit later. But to continue with our August, we've got the Bentley Continental GTC. You remember this thing?
Do I?
On the
What a
Anarchy
beautiful car.
S1 X1s.
Those wheels complement that vehicle
Oh my
so nice.
God.
So nice. It actually, like you said, it looks like a stock upgrade from Bentley.
Yeah. So this one has a polished smoke finish, which is exclusive to Anarchy. A3 will not do it on their own wheels. They have an agreement with Anarchy to do it only for the Anarchy models. He has the Ferrari, I almost said Ferrari. He has the bezel that's carbon fiber with the red around it to match the interior. I had to include it in here. The new Bentley Continental, after we lowered it with the links, it just looked phenomenal.
The devil's in the details.
Yeah, not your grandpa's Bentley.
Nah, we're not gonna go, you know?
And then finally, also in August, was the GTC 4 Loose OT that we took on the rally. The perfect rally vehicle. It was extremely fast because we tuned the twin turbo V8.
We did the
Is it
flash
twin turbo V8 or twin
filters.
turbo V6?
No, it's a V8 twin turbo.
Okay.
It's a V8 twin
Just wanted to
turbo.
make sure I was thinking of brain
No,
fart there.
you're doing great. We
The
did-
DME tune,
Yes,
IP exhaust.
yes.
On the rally, we were going on
Novitec springs.
Novitec springs. We were going on speeds in excess of the speed limit, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, let's
And
not.
it's a hatchback, so it had all of our luggage in there. I was sitting comfortably in the back seats.
Really?
You know, I was very when I was puking in the back seat, I was very comfortable doing it with Ben driving. But a lot of people loved the fact that we brought like a hatchback, and it was super quick.
A Ferrari with 3 people doing over the speed limit.
And our luggage, and it was comfy, and it had some amazing Anarchy wheels, the S1 X3s with a polished finish. And then Ben, after we were done the rally, Ben sold it.
So that's how much they liked it.
That's how much we liked it. Hopefully the new owner doesn't mind the puke in the back. Again, September I picked 2 cars because I noticed that we didn't have a Mclaren on here, and I wanted to put in the 992 as well because our 992 will be for January of next year. So that will be the opening car for next year's video. Hopefully,
The one that
hopefully
was
we're
done
still there when we
yesterday?
survive COVID.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
That one?
Yeah, actually that one right there.
That car looks so good.
So amazing. So the 992 Turbo S, right here we have the 992 C4S, also known as the Carrera 4-wheel drive version. We did the A3 P200s, a 21-inch front and a 22-inch rear, 335 rear tire, 255 front tire. We lowered it. I think it looks epic. I had to include the new 992 in there.
Okay, convertible, amazing, and the wheels, I feel bad I keep saying this, but the wheels complement the car so much.
Yes.
The right
This
style
one-
for the right car.
This one was the coupe. Ours is the convertible, but both are epic. I can't wait to see a Targa in here. The Targa with the little, like the whole roof moves back, that would be epic.
Yes.
So I had to include the 992 in here. I love this car. The other car for this month was the McLaren 720S that we did for Mr. Matt Hurley. I think it's M. Hurley on Instagram. He lives in Tampa, I believe. So he drove his McLaren all the way down from Tampa to us in Miami because that's the type of work that we do. He wanted only us to touch his car. We lowered the car on the Novitec Sport Springs, the Anarchy wheels. I believe they're the AN38s. So absolutely epic. This car in that banana yellow. I think they call it volcano yellow or something like that.
But I like what you said, it looks bananas.
It looks bananas. I had to include it in here. I couldn't have no McLarens on our list, so I had to
Especially
put it in
yellow.
there. Especially in yellow.
Not too common, you know, now that I think about it.
At all.
We haven't,
That was
I
the
think
first
that's
time I had seen it.
Yeah,
So, and we've done every Skittles color under
A
the sun
lot.
on the McLarens.
a lot.
I think we have like a green one here.
We have a green one, it's on the other side.
Yeah. So the 720S, spectacular car. I know we had one on our list last year of the twin turbo upgrade one that we did sub 9 seconds on it. So this car is just absolutely amazing right out of the box. And when you do it with a Novitec Sport spring drop and the Anarchy wheels, it just takes it to the next level. For October, we've got
It
2
was
cars.
Monstros toys.
Monster
And
Toys.
the fastest we got it to go was 893
Yeah,
at
that's nuts.
150 miles an hour.
Nuts.
Stock engine and transmission.
Absolutely nuts. I wish he still had that
I
car.
wish so too.
For October, I picked 2 cars.
Two for two.
The 488 GTB and its successor, the F8 Tribunal. Both epic build. So, what was the other car from Mr. Lux that we had earlier in the video? The Urus.
The Urus.
So this person with the 488 GTB also owns the Urus. We did a twin turbo upgrade kit with pure turbo on this thing. And
On the rack.
it is right there. This thing with the pure turbo, everything else that you have to do, the charge pipes, the exhaust, the tune, starts putting out about 850 horsepower, which is, again, bananas.
For a
Take
Ferrari,
your
it's
time.
crazy.
Yeah. You have to wear your best underwear that day that you're driving this car because it's just insane. It just breaks loose. It's awesome.
It rips loose on third gear.
Yep, on third gear. We took it to the track with the Anarchy wheels, S3, X3s. I mean, it's a common theme. A lot of these cars have the Anarchy wheels just because they had a lot of new cool designs for 2020 and the designs are just out of control. And so a lot of these supercar owners see that it matches what their car is. It's a supercar, it's a modern supercar, aggressive styling, and so they go with the Anarchy X series is what it is.
We've done so many of them that it gets to a point that we have everything dialed in.
Yeah.
And like when you said, we need to have the cars here for us to play with them, touch them, get the specs down to...
I love touching them.
Me too.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Guilty.
With gloves on?
No, lately I've been going bare.
Oh no.
After the corona, I can't get gloves anymore.
Oh, that's true. Also in October is the Ferrari F8 Tribunal. And this is the first one, not the first one that we've done. We actually did one even before the car released.
Yes.
We had a good relationship with somebody that we cannot say and get them in
Names.
trouble, but we had Anarchy set on a pre-production model of an F8 Tribunal, the first ever in the world to put performance wheels, aftermarket performance wheels on that car.
And performing mods.
Yeah, but now we did the full build with this one. We did Dyno Spectrum tune. So we actually had the guy from Dyno Spectrum fly in to Florida and tune this car because they had not had a tune for the F8 Tribunal yet. It was the very first one. So we did the sports springs from Novitec, the performance exhaust from Novitec. Again, Anarchy S3X1s in the gold finish. That to me, this one is, the gold with the red is just, it's like an Italian, do Italians do this?
Molto bello.
Yeah, I knew you knew some,
Something
right?
like that.
You knew some. So we had to include both of these cars here so you guys can see the progression of basically Ferrari's mid-engine V8 supercar. So the 488 GTB and then the F8 Tribunal now. So I'm very excited to get more of these
love
this
Ferraris.
year. I love Ferraris.
You definitely get a lot.
What's the retail on that? More than you could afford, pal.
Yeah.
Ferrari. Vroom, vroom. Hopefully, whoever, is it Universal that owns the rights to Fast and Furious? They don't sue us?
You're allowed to say.
Okay, I'm allowed to
You're
say it.
It's not banned, I don't think yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We got 2 left.
Oof.
November, we
Oof.
got this red Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster. It went to, what was the show that's here in Miami? Exotics at Los Olas.
Exotic as a soul.
Which Los Olas is
Fancy.
in Fort Lauderdale, which is about 45 minutes north of us here in Miami. And it's the biggest show that's down here every year. This car showed up and everybody tagged us. It was the showstopper. There's Bugattis there and other things like that, but people have seen those cars stock. When they saw this SVJ, they went wild. This is an Anarchy S3X5? 4?
Ish.
3? 2 or 1?
S3X2.
S3X2? It was the first, I don't know it by memory, and I usually do, but I don't know it by memory because it was the first time I had ever seen it on a car.
They just came out.
So I'm still getting used to this design.
They're fresh.
They're fresh to death. So now I really look corny to the kids. I just lost all the kids by saying that. Fresh to death.
We don't sell cars. We don't do stuff for kids
Yeah.
anyways.
So
Big kids.
they have the 1016 Industries Performance Exhaust. Again, I mentioned they used to specialize in carbon, but now they're diving into performance exhaust, and it sounded out of control. The next day, this was on a Saturday. So the next day, which was a Sunday, everybody on Instagram, it was just tag videos of this car. There was no other car that people were
That's
showing.
the fire starter, right?
Yes, that was.
A flamethrower.
So with the 21-22 setup, Novitec Sports Springs, we did DME tune on this as well?
Yes, we did, and we did the BMC filters.
Yes, so it's gaining a couple extra horsepower. To
Not like if it didn't have enough before, especially
Right.
being the race spec of the car, but I mean...
So now there's an SVJ-R is basically what it is, with an extra power and things like that. So I had to include this because honestly speaking, when I saw it, I was like, man, it looks amazing, but I didn't expect the reception of it to be even more better.
Over the
We
top.
always have to say more better.
Yes.
That's our
More-
term here. We
more,
have to say more better in almost every video. But the final one is, of course,
Oh.
the Grinch.
The Grinch that stole Christmas.
The Grinch that stole Christmas. So it's the Aventador SV, not the J like the last one, but SV Roadster in the Verde Ithaca green. And we did the color matched centers with the Anarchy S3X3s. So if you don't like green, you're not gonna like this car at all.
Right.
Because the only thing that's not green is the black SB and the black carbon and the polished lip. Everything else is just green. So it's the Verde Ithaca, which I think is a really cool color. I like it better than the Verde Mantis. Verde Mantis is more of like a lemon green.
Yes.
This one's more of like a mint green.
Yes.
And it's hard to capture.
Which we did one the other day too. The
Yes.
other green that
Yes,
we
we did the
haven't
other green,
seen. That's the
SVJ.
second green we ever seen.
Yeah, we did Spanky's SVJ. That's that green. So our car is almost like this green of these shoes.
Yes. The wheels complement
Phenomenal.
it again. I hate to say it again, but the color match on that car, it looks like the car came like that.
Yes, I've seen a lot of SVs and SVJs recently with wheels, aftermarket wheels, and the fitment's just off. And they need to just come to our store
Or buy from us.
or buy from us.
You can buy HREs and NRQs from us. We are the largest distributor.
We are in the world for 20 years straight. So, I mean, I love it. What do you think about the lifts? What was your favorite out of all of them?
That's a tough one. I probably would say at least 4 or 5 of them are my heavy hitters.
If you had to pick one,
I would definitely do the 993.
I think so too.
I would definitely do the LFA, the Urus. You see, I'm already past my limit.
I would say the F8 Tribunal probably.
Yes.
Because it's giving us a glimpse as to
The
what
future.
we're going to be doing in the future. A lot of these. The 993,
We love Ferraris. I hate to
mean-
say it, but we love Ferraris.
the 993, I'm a Porsche guy. I love the 993 and the SVJ and the SV. So that's my top. That's my top one.
Top 8.
So I know this video is quite long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We did do a video last year. I hope that you guys do view that one as well. Let us know in the comment section which ones you like, which ones you don't like, your reasons for those opinions, and give us a clear winner. Because obviously we can't pick a top one. So
How
give
about
us
you
a
let
clear
them
winner.
pick for us?
Yeah, so I want to see comments. I want to see a tally. I want somebody to be like the tally keeper where they're doing a little count there. That would be pretty cool.
And feel free to rag on me if you want to as well.
Yes. Shout out to all the manufacturers that we worked with this year. If we didn't mention you, I apologize. I think we had IPE, Novatech, 1016, DME,
Novitec,
Pure
DME,
Turbo,
yes,
HRE,
Pure Turbo.
Anarchy. What am I missing?
1016, you said already?
1016. All of these guys. Pirelli, Michelin, Continental, all the tire suppliers. Savage Garage, Gold Rush Rally, Exotics on las Olas. All of these people are friends of ours. Without all of these people, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing.
We're blessed to be surrounded by people that love their job as much as we do.
Yes, and I love my job. I am a total car geek. Chris,
I am too, since a
you
little
are too.
kid.
So we this discussion that we have it before we start work, in the middle of work sometimes.
While we're
If you're
eating,
not watching,
while we're eating, after
Yeah.
work, when we go out there, we're not supposed to be talking about cars.
Yeah, so it's very fun for us to do this. Thank you guys so much. We had a crazy 2020. Not crazy just because of what happened, but the sales this year were out of control. It doesn't even make sense with everything else that's been going on. So we appreciate everybody that worked with us, everybody that supported us.
All our
things like that.
customers, our fans, our friends,
Yep.
our vendors, everybody that makes this happen.
Yep.
Everybody that contributes and makes this happen.
So if you like this video, if you like the banter and back and forth between Chris and I, please drop a like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family so we can
I
continue
will.
doing videos like this. You will?
Yes, I am.
Thanks, man.
Yes.
Appreciate it. That does it for us here. Again, we got Chris Paletti, David Nussbaum here for Wheels Boutique in Miami, Florida, signing off. We'll see you guys next year. Have a happy new year.